In our previous episode, Amanda, the saver, interviewed me, the spender. And this time, we're going to turn the tables in today's episode of the Catholic Money Show. Here we go. If you haven't listened to the first part in this series of saver, spender interviews, well, it's in your feed. Just go back an episode and you should be able to find it. Listen to that one and then listen to this one. Because I got some good questions for you.
Do you ever?
You are the saver.
I am.
I am a spender. If you listen to the last one, you can tell. It's very clear.
Spending runs deep in your veins.
Yes. My blood is green. So today, I have the chance to pick your brain and try to understand what could possibly want to make someone a saver.
Do your best.
All right. Here we go. I want to start with this.
Okay. What are you pulling out of your pocket? Oh,
this is
my.
hundreds of dollars.
Ooh, you raided my purse, didn't you?
Cold, hard cash. Andrew Jackson and all his clones. I just want you to hold that in your hands right now. How does it feel?
Myself.
How does it feel?
Substantial. Feels like I want to deposit it. Before it gets lost or accidentally spent on something.
Interesting.
Because there's, we have cash in our budget, but I don't prefer it. There's less paper trail, and so we sold something over the weekend.
Yeah.
So this is, it feels vulnerable.
Okay. So yes, holding this money in your hands. What are the thoughts that are going through your head, and what are the feelings going through your heart?
I feel proud that we took something that we didn't need and turned it into more cash for our family. This feels like money that could go towards a number of the things that we've been talking about wanting to prioritize and save for. It makes me feel like we're making progress towards those things. And I feel excited about what it's going to be able to go towards. But I also feel like it's at risk. And that
a little bit could just slip out.
That I've seen random bits of cash on the dresser just disappear one day. And John, you know that I enter it into our budget, but sometimes it just like the disconnect happens, and I do it too. It feels like
it's not in the budget yet.
It
so
feels
maybe
like free money because it's just cash and it doesn't have a paper trail. So it is just, this feels at risk to me. So I really want to get it deposited or hidden ASAP.
I'll just
in my purse.
All right. So looking back at those feelings, those thoughts that came up as you were holding the money, can you trace any of that back to early days in your life when you were a kid?
Sure.
Early money memories.
Okay. Because I'm guessing when you hold that, you're just like,
all the possibilities.
I gotta go.
Like I talked about in that episode.
I got money.
I'm holding all sorts of different things and options and possibilities in my hand.
Yeah, and automatically I need to go put it away, and then I need to plan what's going on here. That's how I know what this money means. Early money memories. I don't have the greatest memory in general. I can barely remember 2 weeks ago. Especially when we have newborn sleep brains. But some early memories include, I would babysit frequently.
Oh, okay.
I one time tried to start a little neighborhood summer camp. I was doing things to generate income, even from like a young age, like
so
9 or 10.
When you were babysitting, roughly, how much would you make per gig?
Never asked. I never asked
no,
for
I
hourly.
mean afterwards.
Oh,
like,
sure.
What would you get
I don't
for
know.
that?
$20, $40, $50.
Whoa, hello. Back
maybe
then
more.
too, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It was always a
Can
strong
you
paying thing.
remember what you did with the money?
Yeah, I just put it away into my savings account. Put it into my savings account. And then on my 16th birthday, when my dad needed money, he bought a car because he's a mechanic and he vetted one. And he just said, pay me X. I said, okay. And I was able to cut him a check for a, large amount of money for a 16-year-old.
Sure.
When I was able to go to college, I joined the sorority and I just had the savings to pay the initiation fee, which is kind of absurd how much they charge you just to join, and buy books, different things like that. So I was just a saver by nature. I don't think it was active. It was a little bit more passive. I just didn't spend. Instead of, I didn't have any clear marked goals. I just felt better when I had a pile of cash in my bank account, not in the actual form of cash.
Even that you say you felt better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Oh, like I felt less vulnerable. I felt more prudent. I felt like I had options, that if something came up and I needed money, I would have it. I felt less vulnerable in many ways, more secure, more safe, more stable, steady. And I saw that modeled in my family. But I do also remember when I was pretty young, I don't know how old, I went to the grocery store with my mom. And anyway, without going into too many details, we were at everything went through the checkout, and then she goes to swipe the card and it was declined. And this became a real big scene. And I know now as an adult that it was more just they didn't have the right amount in the right accounts. It wasn't that they didn't have money. My mom just didn't have money in this particular account. But to me, that was a defining moment.
Tell me, what do you mean?
Oh,
What did
my
it define
gosh.
for you?
My mom was like crying, felt so vulnerable.
Sure.
The feeling of I need to buy something and the money isn't there. That was scarring.
I mean, and it's not like buying a TV and the money wasn't there.
No, this was groceries. And I mean, it's not like, there was name brand Cheetos and My Clearly Canadian and whatever, the Gushers. It wasn't like bare bones, but that was a moment where I think internalized a little bit of, I don't ever want to not have that. And so savings, I don't think it's become unhealthy where it's just like, oh, I just have to encase myself in a pillow of savings. I'm not there at all. But I would say that was, that could have been taken to that level because that was certainly a financial wound. Yes.
Moving from when you were young, maybe it's around this time, maybe it was just a natural disposition that you started noticing when you were a kid, not spending the babysitting money, etc. From there till now, how has your savings changed? How has your being a saver changed over time? How has it matured or deepened or maybe gotten weaker? Who knows?
No. It's it's gotten stronger because whereas I used to just generically save by not spending money and a pile of cash would be the end result. Now, what was that money for? Now, when we earn money, I intentionally, with you, choose where to place it. Some of it goes into spending, some goes into maybe long-term investing, some is giving, and then certainly a good portion of it is just for saving. And we don't have any saving that is just kind of unmarked or purposeless.
Yes.
That all has a reason and for existing.
Yes.
It is not just building bigger barns to feel better. I think that's problematic as Catholics, actually. So if we are going to be saving, a mature saver always has a good kind of that good steward mindset, a reason for this saving. There's no reason to just keep saving if I don't need to be saving.
Yeah.
That's just more money that could be given. But we discern together what we need to save for X, Y, Z, or this, that, and the other. And that's what we do. We're not going to oversave just to make me feel better.
Can you think of a time in your life when you wish you wouldn't have saved? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard because hindsight is 20/20,
Yeah,
and
course,
sometimes
of
you go
course.
back and you're like, ah. So a couple of things would be, we missed out going to France for our 5-year wedding anniversary because we found out we were adopting, and I freaked and panicked about the money, and we canceled our trip to Paris. And at the end of the day, I don't know if $5,000 missing would have really changed the reality of that situation. So I do wish we would have gone on that. Might have been a little difficult. I don't know. It's easy to look back and say.
Yeah.
But also during that time, we downgraded quite a few things in our home because we were building a home in the middle of that process. And we knew that if we were going to be, using all this money for adoption expenses instead of actually bringing to the table on closing day, we needed to downgrade some stuff. And so there's a number of things in that, like finishing the basement or a concrete pad in the backyard patio, like that we did away with, and now we're paying for them years later.
A lot extra now,
and it could have just been financed, at 3%, and it just, looking back, I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have saved the money. So there's little things like that, where I do have regrets.
Is there any part in the budgeting process or in your day-to-day life, just using your money, where you feel that tension regularly between, I want to buy this or I want to spend it, I want to save it, which way am I going to go? Do you feel a tension there at all, or is it pretty much just like, I'm not going to spend any money?
I would say when we sit down to do the budget, if there isn't money to put into the savings to the degree that I would like, I get mad. And I get ants in my pants. And then I'll try to go do something irrational, like slash our grocery budget in half or something. Yeah. That just never works.
No.
So then I usually just, we'll try to whittle things down and get enough over into savings to feel comfortable for me. But it's not ideal. I don't love that. But I'd say where I feel tension the most are usually places like Costco. That is a place where, I do as much saying yes as I say no. For every yes, I think there might be 2 or 3 no's that I intentionally don't get, don't put in my cart. Another place is spending money on myself. I don't do it. Yeah. It's kind of a problem. It's kind of a problem. I was out for a play date a few weeks ago at the Luminarium, and they have this really cool cafe.
Yes.
It's the Fig Cafe.
Fig, like figure.
Got like really fun treats and drinks. I went in there to fill my water bottle because free water. And I saw that they had some nice looking fizzies. I think they were like a Pellegrino fizzy or something flavored. And they had a really, really good looking gluten-free pastry.
Ooh.
And I wanted it. And me and all of the other moms that were there were also gluten-free. So I had the chance to get this thing, but I forgot they were gluten-free too. So in my head, I was just getting it from me.
Got it.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't make the purchase. Couldn't pull the trigger. Even though if I would have opened my phone and looked at our budgeting app, I had money in my fun money.
Would it have helped if you would have remembered that since we're members, you got 10% off?
Yeah. But then if I would have remembered that the other girls were also gluten-free, I would have gotten it.
Sure, because then it'd be
because it would have benefited more than just me.
You.
I have a real struggle with viewing, I am part of the common good, and that means that I should sometimes benefit, even if it benefits no one else. But I feel like I have enough of that, being gluten-free and, having various health issues. Feels like, gosh, and I have migraines. So I have a trouble diverting more resources towards just me because I feel like our family already diverts so much to me.
This is a little off topic maybe, but I hope or you can realize more fully that even when, as you would put it, resources are devoted entirely to you, maybe the pastry is only eaten by you, but you eating the pastry helps the whole family.
As long as it doesn't cause a fight among the kids.
Happy Amanda is a happy family.
And when I don't get it, I'm usually mad I didn't get it. So now if you're with me, you just get it.
Yeah.
But I struggle to the point of a few years ago. I don't know if you remember this, but I needed lunch. And it was like a weird thing where we just hadn't gotten groceries. Anyway, I was hangry.
Mm-hmm.
All kids were 5, 3, and 1. It had been a day, and I just needed to order like a Grubhub.
You were cleaning the house or something, yeah.
Something.
I was out, yeah.
And we had a Chipotle gift card or something like that. So it made it very easy. But I thought, our
still didn't do it.
Our family could benefit from this instead of just me ordering lunch. So I didn't do it. I had to call you, and you had to force me to do it.
I forget, did you do it, or did I just end up ordering it?
Yeah, maybe that.
The Chipotle guy will be there in 40 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that is probably the there's the attics and basements. People talk about like the pros and cons of things.
Interesting.
It's not attics and basements. There's a better word to that. Cathedrals and basements. I'm not sure.
Know.
The basement of being a saver is that sometimes it gets a little bit warped. And for me personally, it's not just wanting a cocoon of savings around me to feel better. I just don't spend money on me. I will on other people.
Mm-hmm.
But me, it's a real rub. Mm-hmm.
Your success, I'll call it, as a saver, in that if someone gave each of us $1,000, a month later, let alone 2 days later, you're going to have more of that money left than me. And
100%.
Probably maybe even have grown it,
I might have doubled it.
Your success with saving or having money being, having a track record of putting money aside over time, and now we get to go on the vacation or whatever it is, saving well. What part of the success there do you think is tied up in this, having trouble spending money, especially on yourself?
I don't know. I probably need a little more reflection.
That's interesting. Perhaps your weakness is your strength. All right. Moving from your weakness to mine. You remember, so we're married, managing our money together, doing the budget together, spending together, all the stuff. It's all linked up. You are the saver. I'm a spender. By default, those are our tendencies. What do you wish I did differently with money? And we only have so much time on the episode.
Wow, what do I wish you did differently with money?
Where do I begin?
I think there's some small things and maybe bigger things.
Ooh, okay.
Smaller. I think we kind of alluded to this on the episode that you did. You're a schemer. Jonathan has I'm not sure. Because you want to increase your fun money so desperately, you have found a variety of incredibly creative ways to turn your money into more money.
Yes.
And I think that is actually plottable. But sometimes it gets us into a hairy situation where maybe it was a fraudulent thing, or it ends up taking a ton of time, or I don't know.
Fraudulent as in I was scammed, not I'm running a scam or a fraudulent thing.
No.
Just to be clear on
you got scammed, or you're getting all this stuff to review on Amazon. It's like stuff we don't need. that you're going to like sell, but it's just junk. I don't want more junk around my house.
I think they were nice things.
Just sometimes I value just more, I would rather have less and not as much money to spend. Mm-hmm. And just for the sake of simplicity and sanity.
I'd say,
I don't like complicated plans.
I say the simplicity, sure, in less things, etc. But I think also, would you say also simplicity in the plan?
Absolutely.
Jonathan, you're running a $35 of fun money. Just use it. Instead of get this thing to sell that, put it here, do this, get that, and come out the end with $70.
Yes.
You would prefer if within your own financial life and your fun money, what I have is what I got.
Yes. I feel like our approach is like, I am just the person handing the $20 bill. You're the guy who's got the wall with strings, like tying together events.
With all the red strings.
The circles.
Listen to me. Hear me out here. This is going to turn into more money.
You always have, some sort of a plot or a plan.
It's a plot.
And I get lost. And so I don't even like to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't need to invite. And our rule has kind of been like, as long as this doesn't involve me in any capacity, time-wise.
You don't even want to hear about it.
I don't even want to know.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm so excited.
I'll have a panic attack. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. But I'll just see like random transactions for crypto coming through, and I just know you're up to something.
I was up to something. It was awesome.
I don't want to know. I'd rather miss out on money than do something that felt complicated to me.
Great. That's the game.
But that's also why I'm not attracted to credit card points or miles.
Sure.
I don't like anything that feels complicated or going to take time, really. Mm-hmm. Because time to me is highly valuable, and quality time is my love language. And I don't want to give any time to things that feel complicated and take me away from.
Okay.
So it's just personality difference.
Sure. Okay, that was the small thing?
No, we'll just get, that's the thing.
Okay, good. Dodged that one. We'll flip it around a little bit.
Okay.
What is something I do, or the way I approach, handle, etc., money, that you wish you did more of?
Oh, just spend more freely.
Tell me more.
I just explained all those stories of struggling to buy things that I legitimately need. You know, if I go out of the house to work for the day, I will just starve instead of pay money to eat lunch out.
Until you call me saying how hungry you are.
I'll just call
and
it.
I go, just get some chips.
I'll call it a fasting day, or whatever it is. But I'll see you. you
see
know,
that little.
You're going through Burger King.
But it's always with. It's a scheme though. It's always with my coupon that's going to give me triple points. So then I trade those in. So you don't see a transaction. You see like 3 because I worked the system in such a way to get my meal for $1.82.
Right, but you are getting the things. You struggle less to do that type of a thing. Yeah, so that would probably be. And then also the other part would just be I overanalyze stuff. I overanalyze most things, including sometimes financial things. And, if somebody gave me $100,000, it would take me weeks, if not months, to sit down and concoct exactly what I wanted to do with that, to make it have as most maximized value as possible for our family. But even then, that's an illusion because we're never guaranteed that whatever is going to pan out the way we thought, blah, blah, blah. And I think you're not rash, but you'd be much more like, okay, this sounded good, that sounded good, and this one kind of checks out. Cool, we prayed about it, we kind of made a decision, let's move. And that's why we've kind of...
Not exactly rash when you put it that way.
But to me...
There's like a lot of discernment and waiting and evaluating, even praying. It's like, ooh, it's a little quick, fellow.
I need 2 more novenas in there. I need a spreadsheet. I need to run financial comps on 4 different options and how this could go belly up. And then I talked myself out of the whole dang thing, and I got to get 3 or 4 new plans. It's bad. So we now kind of divert to you on a lot of those types of things because I'll keep us just spinning, chasing our tail for years, whereas you actually help us just move forward.
Do you think it's a similar thing? In a past episode, we were talking about vacation planning. You had talked about how perhaps planning the vacation
is
more enjoyable than the vacation, or it's at least very close.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a similar thing there?
Maybe.
The planning and the investigating and the evaluating you find enjoyable as much in a similar level as making the purchase or using the thing or having the experience.
Yes. So I would find the saving process to be as exciting as maybe more than the spending. But I have noticed that, if I spend too much time dreaming up something, researching something, and then I never actually launch, it actually is it has the counter opposite reaction.
It gets spoils.
It spoils and it becomes
it's moldy in the back of the fridge.
I believe they call this beating a dead horse. Now the thing has died and it's pointless. And so there is a certain level of just, I like to plan and research, but I need activation. And I think most melancholics that share that need an activator in their life, and you serve that for our family. Otherwise, I just sit on it all, and then the opportunity passes by, and then it's never there again.
All right. Let's go down that vein just a little bit here, which will probably be approaching the end. We're going to try this a couple different times, okay?
Okay.
And this is all of these situations live inside this world where it's 100% certain that it's not a scam, we're in a good spot, immoral. Nothing is immoral, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Like it is as it's presented. You don't really have to do your due diligence. We know it's all going to work. Okay. Let's say you go check the mail.
Okay.
And there's an envelope addressed to you. And there's a little note. You open it up and it says, Amanda, this money is coming to you. And it's 100% up to you how to use it. All right. And then all the, we're not starving, blah, blah, blah. All regular life. Okay. $4. What do you do with the $4?
It feels so negligible. I'd probably just toss it in the collection basket at church. Because I just know it's not going to really create a dent anywhere.
Okay.
Might as well just give it away.
All right. It's $40.
Then I'd probably say, hey, look, we had that much money devoted to going out to eat this week as a family. Now I don't have to budget that. Let's just use this $40 instead.
Mm-hmm. And what's going to happen to the $40 we didn't end up using from the budget?
I'd put it into savings.
Okay. All right. We open that card and it's $400.
Can I spend it on things that we legitimately need?
I don't care. It's your money.
Okay.
You read the note. You get to decide.
Okay. Yeah. I think I would put it towards the vacation we have that's coming up later this year.
Okay. How much did I say that was?
Because $400. Because we need to book travel for that soon.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. $4,000.
RV fund.
$40,000.
Almost all of the RV.
The RV. All right. $4 million.
That's fun.
Why is that fun?
Because unlike you, when I asked this question of you in your episode, you kind of had to think.
Yes.
I have spreadsheets.
You've already done all this thinking.
I've already done the heavy lifting.
You're waiting for this $4,000 check to come in the
$4 million.
$4 million.
No, no, but really at one point I sat down and I did an exercise. And I determined, okay, let's say this happened. If a giant windfall comes my way, what exactly am I doing? And I have my list of about 10 things that I thought of, and then I ran out of stuff to think about. I ran out of stuff to do that we couldn't take care of ourselves, that only this could take care of. And some of these is like setting up different investment funds or buying a rental property or this, that, the other. But that was, it kind of took care of all the dreams that I had. And then I realized we'd have to start dreaming bigger. Or maybe it would be that family cabin time, etc. But I think it would take care of the family cabin too.
Sure.
Yeah. So I have my list. I have a list. I could show you my list sometime.
If you can think of the list, do you think, like going to get some clothes or things like that, like were they on that list at all?
I didn't list out small things that were under $10,000. These were only bigger items. But I think in that world, I think I had maybe $5,000 or $10,000 earmarked for just take care of the stuff we have not taken care of. Just, we've been...
Update the wardrobe.
Yes. Some of those things around the house, like the kids have beaten the furniture to a pulp. Well, now they're getting older. And so maybe we could actually replace furniture that the dog ate the arm out of. Or that the kids have jumped on so much that they ripped the cushions open. Stuff that we've just not prioritized. We would just take care of those little things. Yeah. So there was a chunk of change just for kind of just take care of the stuff.
Okay.
Of course, there was replace the vehicle. Of course, there was finish the house projects. And then there was a couple of rental ideas and maybe that cabin in there. And then there was another business idea and the seed funding for it. And then there was still leftover money that we would probably just put into a variety of either investments or other assets that would continue to grow or produce income, because it would maximize the $4 million so that we could give a whole lot more over the course of our lifetime.
Get a fleet of mopeds.
A fleet of mopeds or scooters, the scooters that...
Oh, yeah. You've been looking
mobility scooters.
For rental.
For rental.
Ay.
You'll get your scooter eventually.
All right. When you think about this will maybe be one of the last ones here. When you think about being a saver, Amanda is a saver. How significant is that to who you are? How you see yourself?
I think it...
Is it? Or is it?
I mean, no, not really. I wouldn't say it's like an identity. No, I view myself as a daughter of God and, the kingdom of heaven as my home. What else? I'm not going to define myself by some measly financial term. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. But I'm proud that it's part of kind of who I am and just the makeup of who I am.
Yeah.
I like being a spender or a saver. And there might be part of me.
There it is. She wants to spend. No,
but now because we budget, I do spend way more than I used to. Just not on myself.
Yeah.
But so one of the things that I've learned though is if I want to spend on myself, I got to somehow link somebody else in.
There we go.
Then I have no problem.
Okay.
I want to try that new restaurant. Hey, friend, you want to go out to dinner? John, take me on a date.
Here. One last thing before we end. Speaking to this spender, or maybe to ones out there listening or watching. Anything else to say from the other side?
Gosh, I think the last thing that I would add is just that I really do think savers need spenders and spenders need savers. And that really there is the virtuous middle. So while it could sound like, here I am so proud that I'm a saver, it almost feels like in our culture, I would say a little bit, that spenders can be shamed and savers feel like they're on the moral high ground and that they're smarter. But I think that's just pride. It can be a little bit of that. And that really the virtuous middle of being able to save when it's the right season and the right way and spend in the right season and in the right way. There's a time for both. And that virtuous middle is what we're all striving for. So don't think if you're a spender, you just automatically need to change yourself and be a saver, or vice versa, really.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm still a work in progress, though. So I'm still working on some of those, tendencies that I have.
Definitely. All right. Well, let us know where you fall. Are you a spender or a saver? Let us know if you're watching on YouTube in the comments below, or if you're on Spotify and it's a recent episode, there might be a poll or a question to answer, or just let us know. There should be a link in the show notes. So leave a little voicemail. Tell us what's going on. Are you a spender? Are you a saver? Are you perhaps married to the other one or the same one? What is it like for you? And have you had any chuckles maybe as you've heard some familiar sounding things in these interviews? Again, if you haven't listened or watched the first part of this series where Amanda interviewed me to get the lowdown on the spender, I encourage you to check that out. There'll be a link in the show notes as well for that one. Let us know, please, what questions you have too for upcoming listener question shows. You can reach out to us anytime with that voicemail link. Please give it a 5-star review, share it with a friend, and help this show grow. Thank you very much for joining us, and until next time.
Bye for now.